Hey Nizar, nice job here. I think your project is really coming together well. Um, I like the changes you've made in your, in all these different parts. So I still have a few suggestions as usual. I'm first gonna actually put all of your files into, oh, I forgot to turn these on, um, in a folder just so I can move it. So I still think it could just be a little bit bigger, not much, but just because it's still probably only like a quarter of the size of the screen. So I'm just going to make it a little bigger and just see what it looks like. Again, so much of all this is just editing, continuing to edit. Yeah, even something like this is great. It doesn't, you can even cut part of it off. It actually adds to the composition, or, if you don't like that, you could go back in with this arm, if I can find it here. Is it this one? You could rotate it a little bit if you wanted to still keep more of it in there, or you could even make it smaller or larger, but I'm just, of course you don't have to do any of this stuff. I'm just trying to give suggestions. And then you can move the this thing over too if you wanted to, but again, it's not, it actually adds to it when some of the parts are going off the off the picture plane. And why that is, it's kind of let's see, it's kind of like the difference between looking at like a window and a frame. When you have everything in the middle, it's not is suggestive of what's outside of it. It's more about what's inside of it. So it's not a bad thing to keep, I don't like what I did with the rotation though. So I am going to go back into the history and do that. But I do think though that, well, I'm going to make the, I do think it could, it could even be a little bigger. I know this arm, I would maybe rework the arm, but since it's such a cool caricature, you just really want it to stand out. Even something like this would work as well. And the next thing would be, I really like this text, but I think for the terrible toy, idea, I would use something a lot more playful and a lot more kind of kind of grungy or whatever. And I wouldn't just line everything up like this either. I would probably, move it around, and you could actually even have some of it overlap the caricature if you wanted to. So that's not a bad thing either. In fact, it ends up creating more unity. Oh, whoops. Where's your, oh, I accidentally put that font text in there. Shoot. Okay, come out. And you could, I would just make these stand out. So anyway, I would make them bigger. Oh, cancel. Oh shoot, see, it's not going to let me do anything because I don't have this font on my computer. But anyway, I would make it a little bit bigger, and you could, you could rotate it. Oh, see, I can't, let's see. Oh, it'll be okay. I would make it quite a bit bigger. That's the problem too with this this particular font. It's okay to all. It takes up a lot of space. So you could even rotate it, but you could even try a different font just for this word, and then you can you could try using a different a different font for the other. You know what I mean? And you don't have to make it all like straight across either. So, and that's probably what I would do, just because, yeah, I don't like the terrible this much over the text. So that's probably what I would do. And there's ways you can make your text stand out more too. Or you can do, you can go into the character panel here, window, character, and you can kind of scrunch it up. You can make it close together. So we've got this at 10. You could go -10. Oh, see, it's doing it every time. Oh, see, I have to undo it. It's not going to let me do this, the kerning and letting. But again, you can make them kind of closer together if you wanted to. I don't think it's going to let me do this either. See, no, I can't do it. So yeah, that's mainly my suggestions, and I would consider still using this this cast shadow tutorial because it makes it darker. Basically, you're just putting a gradient mask in there, so it makes it darker towards the body, and it just ends up, you know, looking a little bit more realistic and grounded. Okay, but overall, really nice job. You're almost there. I would just, you know, continue to work on a few little things, and because, you know, because really you want this to be the biggest because it's so cool and it's really part of the, you know, it doesn't have to be in the middle. Things look more staticky in the middle, so it's not a bad thing that it's not in the middle at all. This, you know, design is a process of totally, you know, always, like, you know, revising. Anyway, I'm just playing around with this because, again, creating more of a diagonal instead of straight up and down creates more interest in you know, dynamism. Okay, so overall it looks really great, and you've done a great job. Oh, yeah, I could see if you did want that hat to stand out, you could go in. You could go in and add a layer style to it if you wanted to. You could do like an outer glow with that, and then it would. I was going to do the whole hat, and then it would make it stand out a little bit. But I'm going to do this, and I'm going to make it a lot smaller. You know, if you wanted to, or you could just isolate the. Oh, you've got some issues with your mask up here, so be sure to take care of that. Yeah, whenever you do the styles, any mask aberration kind of shows up. So you could do something like that. You know, you could add even a stroke, and let's see. You can see the red stroke. Again, this doesn't work very good at all, so I'm going to turn it off. So again, it's just, again, you can just play with this stuff, and I'm not saying to actually do this, but it could end up making the that little propeller stand out a little bit more over the, you know, in the back there. Okay, so anyway, I hope you found this useful, and your project really looks great. Okay.